Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today we're making chicken with Ratatouille Brie crust. Now, we have to talk about this because this recipe is a little confusing. They sit there and say get 8 skinless, boneless chicken breast halves. You hear that? 8 skinless and boneless chicken breast halves. Now I have 4 of them right here. Now the wording can be very differently or misunderstood. They want a 9 by 13, grease it, and when they read 8 skinless boneless chicken breast halves, it could be interpreted as cutting half a breast in half. But they want 8 of these. But they say we're only going to cook them 3 minutes on each side. Now I'm beginning to question this recipe, the way it's written. It's written in such a way that it could be taken in a different way. But they want 8 chicken breast halves. Okay. Got 4 more. And these suckers are huge. And they say they're going to cook in 3 to 4 minutes. Believe me, they will not cook in 3 to 4 minutes. And a 9 by 13 is going to have them quite crowded as well. So you're going to need 9 by 13 baking dish, and make sure it's deep, you know, to cover for what we're going to put into this. You're talking inside as I finish cleaning these chicken breasts. The wording is a bit confusing. She should have just said there and said get 8 half chicken breasts. But it says 8 skinless, boneless chicken halves. But anyway. Without commas, brackets, and stuff like that, the English language can be very confusing and people can mess up. This is where I can go crazy sometimes reading these recipes. Before they used commas and stuff. Today they don't use commas, brackets, nothing. They just sort of run everything together and you're supposed to understand exactly what they want. It doesn't work that way. Sorry. So anyway, English grammar is confusing if it's not written right. I got 8 of them. And this is a big meal. I mean, we're going to be eating for days off this one. And I have another dish I want to make. Oh my goodness, it sounds so good. When you have somebody sick, you don't go into the cookbooks. The doctors sit there and say they can't eat this, this, or this, or anything. So it limits you on what you can do, you know? So a lot of these recipes I couldn't use. Right now, we have to peel and seed tomatoes. So I'm not using canned tomatoes. I'm going to do it myself. I've got a pot of water boiling. And we need 1.5 cups of this. This might be enough. 3, 4. Well, I hope it is. If it isn't, I got some more tomatoes to work with. So you put the pot on. And now what you're going to do to your tomatoes is not on this side. On this side, you're going to cut an X into it. Believe you me, my aunt hated skin, so I knew how to do this. Being with her was ridiculous. I never had a salad with peeled tomatoes to her. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to drop them into the water, and you're actually going to let them sit till the skin starts rolling. Then you're going to put them in the cold water, which will cause the skin to separate. And then you can peel them. So I'll be putting cold water in this. How long does it take them with the water boiling? You have to wait till you see the skin coming off. That's when you know. There's no set time. Just depends upon how cold your tomatoes are. Mine have been in the refrigerator, so I know it's going to take a couple of minutes. Well, a few minutes. Maybe longer than a few minutes anyway. It'll take time. And my cutting boards are all going. I am definitely going to have to put some money out for them. My wooden ones are all cracking. Literally cracking now. Okay. The reason I'm using these, we called them egg tomatoes when I grew up. I don't know what they call them today. They're more meaty, which is nice. And we're going to need they say a cup and a half. Yep. So we can't do the chicken or anything. I did pat it dry and stuff. We'll get salt and stuff on it soon enough. Get a slotted spoon out. Now, my aunt, she used to stab it. She put an X on it and then stab it with a fork at the other end and put her fork and stuff in the water. That's how she did it. They're coming along quite nice. But they're almost ready, so I didn't want to pause you at this point. You just want to make sure that they're going to peel nicely. Now here's what they look like. See? Put it in that cold water. Watch how fast they want to peel. You have to wait a little longer. Here's how easy they peel. Comes right off. Okay. Now, you have this end and this end. Now to seed, If you cut it this way, you're not going to get the seeds out. You're going to have to cut it in the center. Then when you squeeze it, all the seeds will come out. See, they're in their centers here. When you squeeze them, they come right out. See? Let me finish these up. That's how you peel tomatoes. And if you want, you can also take the I'm not doing it because I have some already. You can take the peelings and dehydrate them and grind them up and use them as seasonings as well. Can't put you over here because I got a ton of vegetables, but I'll turn you down in a bit because I already told you what I'm doing. We're just peeling and seeding the tomatoes. When you seed them, you also cut a lot of the fluid out of them when you do that. Okay, I can turn it down now. Now you have this part here that was hooked up to the plant. Since we're going to chop, we just take it off. No reason to have to do it ahead of time. And then we can chop them all up. Okay, not that one, this one, not that one. Just make my life easier, that's all. So if you don't have canned tomatoes and you have tomatoes and you need to peel them, you don't have to go and buy them canned, whole and canned and peeled. You can just sit there and do it yourself. Very easy. Yeah, I like a little more than I wanted, but I'll use it anyway. I'm not going to waste them. Now we're going to get a lot of chopping and stuff done before we move further ahead, because when we start doing the chicken and stuff, we're going to have to move more quickly. So I'm just going to get a lot done. All right, you're going to need 2 onions, sliced in 1/2-inch pieces, And you need 2 cloves of garlic minced. So we've got that. I'm going to use this bowl for something else. I'll just throw this time. I got a lot of stock right now. I'm not going to have them in rings. I'm going to have mine in half moons. So it'll be a half inch thick, and they want 2 garlic minced. Some recipes say just minced 2 garlic, they mean a clove of garlic, but if they say a head of garlic, they mean the whole head. So make sure that you know the difference, but some recipes are just leaving some terms out and it gets a little confusing. Mince means finely chopped, for those of you who don't know. You want 2 onions, not 1. I have the other onion there I have to do, but the garlic is closer. Oh, God. It's very strong. Wherever these onions are coming from, they're going to have a very cold winter. Give me a minute, right back. Okay, they want ½ pound. You have to get another bowl. There's going to be a lot of bowls in this. They want ½ pound of eggplant. I'm going to have to weigh this. I think this, if I remember correctly, it was. So I'm going to use about half of this. They said small eggplant. This was the smallest one I could find in the store. they want these in rounds. The only problem is this isn't a small one. That was the smallest one I could find. So, I think I'm going to have to cut it in half. We're not going to have rounds on this. I'm sorry. I'm going to quarter this one because I know what kind of eggplants they wanted, those little ones, but I didn't have it. And they want it a 1/2 inch. Put this with, no, we need another bowl. This is not going in that one. All right, this bowl you're going to put the eggplant. The tomatoes, you should have a measured cup on the side as well. Look, I can't do all these bowls. I'm going to go start reaping that. You want a whole bell pepper? Inch strips. Okay. You can go here. This can go here. I'm putting them in different bowls because I'm just running out of bowls right now. Okay, that one can go there. I think you want this a 1/2 inch. You want slices of the bell pepper also is 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. 1/4 inch thick for rounds, and they want them in the rounds. Okay, talking 1/4 inch, that's about there. See, a ratatouille is a vegetable dish. I think I've already given it to you. I might be wrong, but it's a French dish. And I love the movie Ratatouille. Oh my, I know. It's animation, but I enjoy it. Okay. And yes, I could cook more than once, but I just choose to do it this way. So if you like vegetables, ratatouille would be right up your alley. Now we need 1 green bell pepper and 1 red bell pepper, and you're going to cut them in 1/2 inch strips. guess you're going to de-seed it and use the whole pepper. You're going to put this with the eggplant. I mean, the zucchini. Oh, the eggplant's all by itself. Okay, right now you should have a measuring cup with 1.5 cups of tomatoes, diced, seeded and peeled. You should have a bowl with the eggplant. You should have a bowl with onions and garlic in it. And the zucchini and bell pepper are in another bowl. As you can see, there's a lot of bowls here. And you should have your chicken washed and patted dry, setting in a bowl. And greased a 9x13. Okay, now what do I have to do? Okay, I think we're just about ready for the chicken now. Okay. You don't need this yet. Good. That can go there. I got the seasonings. Need salt and pepper now. Oh, God. Okay, we got. I'm done with that, and I'm done with this. Get back there. I don't need you right now. You don't need this. That's what I boiled the tomatoes in. See, I hear a lot of people say, oh, I wish I could make that dish. I could make, oh God, I wish I could make this. It's not difficult once you know. I have measuring spoons. I know because I sat there and had to get them. And once again, I misplaced them. I'll get another set and we'll just do that. Okay. They're going to be very explicit about this, though. You probably sit there and say, that's an awful lot. This is what they want. They're telling us in a bowl, add 1 tablespoon of let me see. 1 teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. So you need 1 teaspoon of salt. Where did I put it? Oh. And they really want you to use this because whatever left from what we're doing now is going to be added later. And a half a teaspoon of pepper. They say mix that up. I shouldn't have to kill myself to mix it up. You want 1 tablespoon of oil added into a 12-inch frying pan. I don't want these wet. Yeah, I'd like to know how I'm going to get them in a 9 by 13, but they want you to just sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper on them because the rest is going to go into the sauce and it'll. So if you only get one side, you're doing very, very good. Turn your oil on. Okay, now. They want you to saute the breast in 1 tablespoon of oil and transfer them to a 9 by 13 oven-proof dish. Once we do that, we'll get the other stuff going. So that 9 by 13 is going to be packed with meat. And as you can see, this can feed 8 people. Just look at the size of these breasts. I don't know what kind of breasts she has, but these are extremely large. See, this is where you can make a mistake sometimes. You say, wait. They're not asking for cutlets. She's asking for the whole breast. Like, most people will see a breast and think this is the whole breast right here. One of these pieces is the whole breast, but it's not. It's actually 2 pieces that make the full breast of the bird because you have half here and you have half here. But they sell them with the breast already cut in half. Now, I have some recipes, they say they need the whole breast. And when they say that, they don't mean these pieces. They mean it's actually together. And you need a butcher to do that for you. Unless you're really good at it. Now, they want us to saute these until brown. They're saying 3 to 4 minutes on each side. All right, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And then they want you to lay it into the 9 by 13. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. We got everything chopped. Don't have an extremely high heat on this or they'll burn. So we just have to wait now. Well, at least you know what I'm doing now, so I'll put you on pause. So you just give me 4 minutes on one side and 4 minutes on the other, then put it in your baking dish. Okay, turn your oven on to 400. This is quite crowded. I don't know how they expect me to get 8 in there, but anyway. Add another tablespoon of oil to your pan. And put your onion and garlic in it. They want this on a high heat. Add your eggplant. See, this is why we chopped and prepared everything before we got started. And you can see the drippings are actually sticking to the onions and the vegetables we're putting in here, so we'll be getting all the lovely flavors from them. You're only going to do this for 2 minutes as well, and then we're going to add in the bell peppers and stuff. Now you add the zucchini and the bell peppers. Now you see why you needed a large frying pan. think there's more to add to it. What you have left is salt and pepper. You're going to put all over this as well. We're going to start adding our seasoning. You need a half a teaspoon of majama. Need a half a teaspoon of thyme. And a half a teaspoon of oregano. We're going to be tossing this around until the vegetables start getting soft. This is going to take about 5 minutes. It's funny, when I make ratatouille, I'll serve it with chicken. It's interesting that she took the whole idea and put it all as one. And on a high heat, she says, just keep tossing it around. See how they're changing, cooking down? You see, they will burn if you don't toss them. That's why they tell you to keep on tossing them. Yeah, they're cooking down. Okay, now you're going to add your tomatoes. While this is cooking the tomatoes down, you need 2 tablespoons of freshly chopped parsley. The tomatoes are giving off the juice, which we want, and we'll move to the next step. Turn it off. Put your parsley in, stir it around. Let's get you back here because I have to work here now. I got those 8 chicken breasts in here. it's dirty. Then we're going to finish baking this in the oven. We put that to the side. As we have to do next, I'm going to have to trim the brie. They want anywhere from a half a cup to 3/4 of brie. I know I'm going to use the whole thing. Okay. They want you to very carefully trim off the white. I don't think you can get it all off, but I think you can get a lot of it off. Just take your time in trimming it. See? I'm not getting all of it, but I'm getting most of it. It's not going to be easy. You get a sharp knife, and it should work quite well. Sides are easy. It's going to be the top and bottom. Just take your time. This is not in a rush. If somebody's in a rush for this, then I tell them to buy you a lot of extra cheese and you'll be wasting a lot of it. Yeah. I'm just sort of like that. I do the best I can. Actually shaving it is what I'm doing. The knife is actually catching it in some areas, and the rest I'm just basically shaving off as much as I can. See how much I got off? A whole lot. I'll do the other side. I think I have. No, now that I've done that, what do they want to do with this cheese? know that chicken and stuff is not done. We're talking about 1/2-inch slices. She said this will be done in 15 minutes, but I know the chicken's not done cooking. I think her clock is a little off. I consider this butchery to the cheese because I happen to really like Brie. And yes, I'm going to be putting it all over. She said you can use up to 3/4, 1/2 cup to 3/4. The reason I'm tearing it is so I can get it all over the place. If you just lay the strips, you won't get it everywhere. And you do want to get it everywhere. And it's going to melt. Give a nice coating, I think. Like I said, we all do it a little different, you know. I show the way I do it, somebody would say, well, I wouldn't do it that way, or, you know, but anyway. It's getting pretty crowded now with cheese. You imagine the cheese flavor coming through this and how nice it's going to be. It's going to be different. I'm going to get the last piece because I'm making it. Now I'm going to tell you, bake it till done. I'm not going to tell you any other way. Because I know the chicken's not done. Okay, that's it until done. As they say, till further notice. Okay, the dish is done, but I'm not picking it up. It's heavy. Here it is. And that dish can feed easily 8 people because there's 8 chicken breasts in there. Now, if you know the chicken breasts weigh more than 3 ounces, you should be able to feed 16 people if you cut the chicken breast in half. So you can feed a lot of people off this one simple dish. Take care. Bye-bye.